here. Make it known that you are here. Let us know. Leave some comments. Do you have audio and video? How is the feed look? Is it glitchy? We did multicam AK M4 micros today. We have 6 mag stacked micros. We have Woodland AK M4 micros, Woodland 8 mag stacked, Woodland cop rigs, OD black cop rig, one remaining it looks like, multicam black cop rigs, Woodland stacked micro, Highlander 12 gauge, gray black 12 gauge, looks like there's OD back there, Woodland also 12 gauge, splatter and multicam black behind those. 12 gauge rigs. Yeah, man, I had these all up here nice too. Covert packs. Day packs. More chest rigs up there, micros. These are all left-handers. Tool bags. Man, there must be a real delay on the feed here. I've been on for 2 minutes and I'm only showing 7 people. I suspect that this will be a very short live tonight. We also did some Woodland clothes bags, OD clothes bags, another covert bag down there, another rifle case I did today. We also did multicam black AK M4 micros today. We are currently running multicam FUPAs out here. Those are actually danglers, I think, multicam danglers. Zippered knife pouches. 12 gauge micros are running right now in multicam. Multicam danglers. Another AK M4 micro. Multicam FUPA danglers here. More micro rigs out there. Those will be shotgun rigs. All the shoulder straps and waist straps for those multicam danglers. Joshua, what? What are you talking about? A car? Are you building? What's your opinion on white people being supreme? Where are you fucking retards coming from? What fucking channel am I broadcasting from? Kiri, what's up? Man, I don't recognize anybody on here. We're good. That guy's banned. Clothes bags, mediums. Medium clothes bags. Why? Why don't you let's do the real thing. Which one do you have on order? So I can give you some actual information. Tattoo, what's up? Glenn, how are you? Morning video's been fantastic. Thanks. What size were the clothes bags? Chris, waiting for your reply here, buddy. Vlogs, I don't know what you're talking about. There must be some conversations going on that I am not seeing all the comments on. Palmetto, what's up? There is a huge delay here. I don't know if YouTube's just not notifying. We got a bunch of weirdos came on first. I was on 2 minutes before I saw any comments at all. James, what's up? How are you? There's stacks of material back there cut. Those are more, I think those are probably normal fupas. Are Jeeps poor? Are Jeeps poor? I don't want one. If you want a Jeep, by all means, get yourself a Jeep, man. If that's what you want, you earn your money. You buy what you want. I do, personally, I have never owned a Jeep. I've owned a Jeep Cherokee. I've never had like a traditional Jeep, like a CJ5, CJ7, Wrangler. I've never had any of those. Do we make battle belts? No, we don't currently make battle belts. I make them for individual friends. I will probably start building them on a custom basis one at a time. They are going to be very expensive. No notification for the past week. Weird. 2-box style 5-speed Jeep Cherokees. Yeah, I had a XJ, 89 XJ 2-door. If you're going to lift them, the 2 doors are cool because you have more body that you can cut, so you can get bigger tires in there. Sisk, what's up? This is the shirt this week. Make America Follow the Constitution. I put that up on a local Facebook group. It's always great because the little weirdos, the liberals, show themselves and make themselves very known. That's good. You can identify your future problems. '88 and a '96. Can you give morning videos on personal thoughts starting tomorrow? Vlogs. Are you fucking new here? Like, are we having 2 different conversations? Can you give morning videos on personal thoughts starting tomorrow? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I fucking have posted a fucking morning video at 4 fucking a.m. every day this week. Chuck, what's up? Cherokee Sport, right on. Paul, what's up? Here's some boxes ready to ship tomorrow morning. Goat, you're banned. No notice again today. A lot of people are saying that. There's several on here saying they haven't got a notification all week. I was on the first 4 minutes I was on. I didn't see, there was comments, but like weirdos, but nobody I actually knew. Josh, what's up, man? All right, there's 40 of you on here. There's only 16 thumbs up. Double tap your screen. Give that like on here. I do this video every night. It doesn't cost you anything. You are obviously here. You could be anywhere on the internet and you've chosen to be here. Hit that thumbs up. Give us the thumbs up on here. I have a membership where people pay money every month to see what we do and what we are saying. We do this one here at night for free. All it costs you is a thumbs up. You lazy motherfuckers don't even hit the fucking share button and send it to anybody else, which wouldn't cost you a fucking thing to do. Double tap in my monitor. It does. Yeah, on some devices it doesn't. William S., how are you? No notification. Yeah, I don't know why it did that today. There was very low traffic on the video yesterday too. The live last night. Did everybody get the text and the email tonight? ever watched Primitive Technologies on YouTube? Dude made a water wheel powered forge. I have not. I've not heard of him. Testify to the effectiveness of the poke root salves. Yeah, all those salves work very good. They work very well. Phone carrier asked if the text was spam. He doesn't talk, but if you turn captions on, he explains what he's doing and why. I got it. International Day Text right on. What would your caliber pick be, Vlogs? What Pelter wraps do you have on the shelf? Fuck all of them. Why don't you just tell me which ones you want? There's a bunch of them, and some of them have multiples in those bins, like the colors we're not going to make anymore. I got a box full of multicam, box full of woodland. There's Mandrake, Typhon Red, Black Coyote, multicam black and with different colors, Highlander, gray, red black, splatter. .9mm. What if you had to shoot some distance though? I can see 9mm because you could conceal the pistol anywhere you go. You really need two, right? You can't decide what rifle bag color. I've got another 8 right now. I thought I was down to 2 last night. I've got 8 now to build. Cody cut a bunch of shit. I've got 2 that I've got to build for the contest giveaway, the winners. And then there's the multicam black red deplorable. There is a super kit here somewhere. I'll bet that's it. 3rd place, multicam black super kit, multicam black red. And then there's some rifle bags. These are all rifle bags right here. B. Sterling, what's up? Is the covert bag the same height as the day pack? Yeah, it probably is, Ian. It might be just if it's shorter, maybe an inch. I think it's the same height. Do we make shoulder holsters? No, I've not made a shoulder holster in a very long time. Can't decide what color rifle case to order. Multicam black red deplorable sick. That bag is so huge. It's like a hot. Yeah, they're big. They are large. Those are big bags. And we did one that's even 18 inches longer than that. Stomach issues when you start protein. You probably got some shitty. What protein are you using? Just make sure you're not taking like whey protein. Whey protein is the shit they throw away that they've convinced the health and bodybuilding industry that they can use as a protein source. Are you public business wise? Vlogs. What country are you in, man? I realize we're both speaking English, but are you using a translator or something? Redcon, MRE light, vanilla. Dude, I take that all the time. It doesn't give me gas or anything. Are you using a lot of it? Are you mixing it with water? Milk, maybe? Did I miss one? Deplorables, new bag, super kit. The new bag is smaller than the deplorable. Did you miss one? We built one when we did the Barrett video. We built a deplorable XL. Is he asking if I'm publicly traded? No. No, I am not. I'm an LLC. Milk to mix, 1 scoop in AM and PM. I'll try water. Is it just making you fart, or do you like just not feel good on it? Don't fall for the SOE crypto coin scam. What's that? I don't even know what that's about. Does your company have stock? No, no, there's no stock for my company. Bubble guts and gas. And that's the only thing you've added, huh? Do you usually drink milk? So are you using the milk, or did you add the milk and the protein at the same time? If someone says they have SOE for, has that happened? I've not seen that happen. You can see the stock here each night. Oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying. That's actually a good one. Yes, this is the stock. Anything you see here can ship to you tomorrow morning. You might even have it over the weekend so you can look at yourself in the mirror. Added both at the same time. Quit milk 9 months ago. That may be it, dude. Maybe. Try it with water, man. Yeah, the 8-set coupon, that's a good deal. Free 8-set with a micro rig. Fucking 8-sets, what's that cost? $75? And then it's fanny pack week, so I think our current promo. What's the current promo, Amanda? Fanny pack giveaway. How does this work? Is it every $5 gets an entry, and we're going to pick a grand prize, and then I'm going to pick 3 more. So there'll be 4 winners, and I think we're going to pick the winner, I think Wednesday. Is that what's happening, Amanda? First mod on an 870. I don't know, sights. Extended magazine tube. The truth with an 870 is you don't have to do anything to an 870. Put a sling on it, a single point sling probably on it, because pump shotgun. Grand prize plus 5. Pick on Wednesday. Got it. Sling, a light. Yeah, a light. That's a good one. 12 gauge micro rig. Is this your first time here, Vlogs? Have you seen our shotgun rig? I'll show it to you here in a minute. New stock and sling. You can use a new stock. I mean, you'll want a shorter stock if you're shooting off armor, perhaps. Which, with the wood stock, you could just cut that down. You can get a synthetic stock and 4-end. I'm just here to drop my like and hear John tear down gamer kids. I don't think there's any gamer kids. The first comment on here was, are you for white supremacy? Are whites better than everyone else, and are we starting a race war? Like, I suspect that was not even a white guy. So here's the shotgun rig. We've got all kinds of colors, but this is how this works here. So you have, am I zoomed in here? It seems like it's really close. Hold on a second. I do not know what is fucking going on with this iPad. There we go. Okay. So it has 6 rounds and 6 rounds. This rips down. It's still tethered, so you still have possession of it. This rips up and falls straight into place, especially when you have the weight of the shells in place. And they're both that way. This 6x6 utility is 3 inches deep almost. You can put more than a box of shells. Like a box of 12 gauge will fit in there with room to spare. It'll also hold 4 5.56 PMags perfectly. You can put 3 bottles of water. You can put 2 full-size military smokes in there. Med pull-out tray, organize all your med stuff in that. And that's the shotgun rig. All of these rigs, almost all of them, have Velcro on the back. And we have a FUPA dangler, which will hang right under the rig. So you could have more specialty items or like mechanical breeching or medical or, you know, whatever. And all of these FUPAs, the dangler is the one that has the panel that will attach to these. All of the FUPAs are fanny packs, and they work great as a crossbody bag. And all of these come with shoulder straps so you can wear them as a chest pack. Why would I want to do that? Deer stand, hiking, motorcycle, mountain bike, driving, climbing over fences, anything like that. AJ, what's up, man? SOE shotgun rig cop rigs are awesome for shotgun and rifle combo. Splattered paint, yep. Reminds you of the 90s. Yeah, it sure does. Is the algorithm popping? It started off really weird. All the like the first 12, 15 comments were all like, are you a white supremacist? Are we for white supremacy? It was fucking weirdo. And there was nobody commented on here for like the first 4 minutes that I knew. FUPA on the chest. Great for dirt. It certainly is, isn't it? Yeah. Chisel machine. Yeah, chisel machine guys are awesome. Those guys over there are super cool. chan trolls and Redditors, is that what's going on? I'm not seeing any shit talkers here right now. Maybe I'm missing them. Chris Hall, what's up? Just tell them we're queuing on. Made in the motherfucking USA. Yes, it most certainly is. And it says that on every tag, on every product. It does say, in fact, made in the motherfucking USA. Tactical vests were used by police until the Iraq invasion. U.S. government did September 11th. I think that the U.S. Did 9/11 also. The U.S. and Israel. Richard, I have not bought a plasma table. I did not. Got my bone broth, nice. Reorganizing all my grab and go gear, nice. We'll be recording the Q&A, Amanda and I, tomorrow. We'll be doing the question and answer for members and Patreon. Israel did Epstein. Israel did Epstein? You don't think Israel actually controlled that whole operation with the CIA? Or do you think they killed Epstein, or you think Epstein was reporting to the Israelis? Is an AK M4 rig the most flexible big rig? No, it is. It'll do a lot of shit. It's a big platform. I think the higher end rig is the NSW rigs. Different stuff though, different application. The mags are on the front of the rig, whereas on the NSW, the mags are inside the rig. When's the next pull in the thread? It should be any time now. We recorded it yesterday, Wednesday. Yeah, we recorded it yesterday. We also recorded the Q&A video. I think the pulling the thread yesterday was probably about 2 hours long. No NSWs in stock. SpaceX Starship had a critical engine failure in low orbit. Altitude control was lost. Atmospheric friction tore it apart over Caribbean. No loss of life. NSW crown jewel of the SOE collection. Yeah, we do 2 of them. We do a modular, and then we do the big one with the boxes. They're the same. They're actually the exact same rig. They just have the bigger boxes on the sides. And then I also have mod frogs, which are really big rigs too. Columns on these. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 and multiply it by 1.5. So that rig's what, 24? And then we've got 8 mag stacked also. Those are big rigs too. They launched the Starship knowing it was going to explode. It's to collect data. Oh, good info. If you had a 9 to vlog, I don't know where these questions are coming from. I'm sure somebody can interpret that into John speak. If I had to 9 to 5, how would the employees treat me? I don't know what you're fucking asking me, man. Vlogs. Are you actually Rafa? Is this your other account or something? If I had a 9 to 5, how would the employees treat me? If I worked a job 9 to 5, how would the other employees treat me? Is that what you're asking? They probably wouldn't like me because I would outperform them and they would tell me that I'm making them look bad. Missile Command is going to be real. Golden Dome. So this is Rafa? Is that what you're saying? This actually is Rafa? All right, I'll be a little nicer to you then. Yeah, there's like you'll hear people go to work and they'll have like a minimum for each day, a quota or something. And the new guy will come in and the other guys will be like, hey, you don't have to work that much. If you work that much, they'll expect us all to work. You hear those stories. I've never experienced that because, I mean, I really haven't been an employee in a setting where that could happen in the last 35 years. Like when I came home from prison, I worked at 3 pizza places for about 6 months. I had 3 jobs working almost 80 hours a week because I had to get out of the halfway. It was either that or be at the halfway house. So I worked as an employee 80 hours a week, but I was delivering pizza. So I wasn't like at the restaurant, you know. I would be in there making boxes. I would do dishes. I would help make pizzas, but mostly I was delivery driving. So it wasn't, and one of the places my friend owned the restaurant. So it wasn't really a setting like that. And then prior to that, the jobs that I had a delivery route. I actually had 3 of them. I delivered Wall Street Journal, Investors Business Daily, and New York Times. And I had them all in the same area. They overlapped. And like on Sunday, it would take about 4 hours to do those papers. But like Monday through Friday, I could do the route in probably 3 hours. And then there was people that only got the Sunday paper. So that added on weird other, locations that weren't there normally. And, but I didn't have anybody supervising me, right? I would go into each of the depots, which was just like a storage unit, really, with some benches in there. Fold the newspapers, put them in the bag, put them in the box, sequenced up, and then go throw them from the window of a car. So other than that, I haven't ever been an employee. Like I've always had my own thing going for 35 years. I work at one pace and it's faster than others, yeah. It's a blizzard in Idaho today, 6 inches of snow. Nobody likes working with me. I shine too bright. High performance doesn't fit into corporate culture. You just have to build that different culture. That's kind of like, if you're not on Hip Camden, Tennessee on Facebook, you should go there. I have 2 posts currently going, 3 actually. And that's the thing, right? When I'm like, hey, we are going to audition new hires. Plan to be here a couple hours. This is the address. Show up if you want a job. And the weird thing is, fucking 20 people showed up, which has never happened, which tells me the economy is definitely changing. And I think what's happening is everything costs more, especially in the winter. Electricity costs more. The cost of food is up. So you have houses where you might have 5, 6 adults living there, but they're not working or they're part-time working, and they have told their kids, hey, you need to go get a job. And a lot of people walked in very quickly, so much so I was not prepared for the people coming in. And these other people who weren't coming in, and come to find out, the 2 most vocal shit talkers on this thread don't even live here. Like the one chick said she left Camden 5 years ago. She doesn't even live in this state. And she's very upset that I didn't say what the job was or what the pay was. That's the big, like, I would never go there. I would never work for a guy that's so stupid he doesn't tell us what the pay is. Well, that's the culture, right? I am not looking for a specific employee. I'm looking for, and when they come in, I'm like, hey, what can you do? And 2 of them said, I will do anything you need me to do. And if I can't do it or don't know how to do it, I will figure out how to do it. And we hired those people. We hired them. And then we had other people that came in and they're like, I'm like, what can you do? Well, what's the pay? Oh, it doesn't matter what the pay is. And the kid goes, the mouthpiece for the 3, right? So you're at during business hours on a Monday, and 3 boys between the ages of 18 and 25 walk in together. So you have 3 adult males during business hours, none of which are fucking employed. No, it doesn't matter what the pay is because I'm not going to hire you. I don't have a job for the guy that walks in and says, what's the pay? That's not who I'm looking for. Because we will develop, because the culture is that we fucking do move quickly, and it'll be a very, very brief amount of time where I have a motherfucker in my shop who is a low performer. That's why I don't have 60 people working here, because I am not willing to have a mediocre person, because that is a cancer that infects everybody else they come in contact with. And that's that culture. You have to build the culture. Yes, that's always the answer. It pays more than the job you don't have right now. When I was working in corporate, BS land. I was told to slow down by my peers and reporters. My reply was always catch up. Yeah. Your real reply should be fuck you. That's the real reply. We spend a lot of time pussyfooting around and trying to not hurt feelings when if we just did it from day one, that shit would have been over with. Why do we do things and spend time with people that we don't fucking like and when we're not appreciated by them? It pays, yeah, it does pay more than the job they don't have. Can confirm, my supervisor doesn't understand the difference between being fast versus being fast and efficient. I say that all the time. I'm like, why are you picking these things up and sorting them and then putting them down and then picking them up? You already have it in your hand while you're sorting it. Why don't you just put the piece of buckle? Why don't you put the buckle on there rather than take 100 pieces of webbing and flip-flop and turn them the same direction? You already have it in your hand. You're going to turn it that direction anyways. While it's in your hand, economy of motion, put the buckle on it, and now you don't have to pick them all up again. I have a kid that all day long, I'm like, hey, I've showed you how to do this once. I demonstrated it a second time. Both those times were me letting you come to the conclusion that you're going to do it my way without me twisting your arm and making you do it. I've now shown you a third time. The next time I will twist your arm. And these are what we're talking about right here. Why take these and sort them all to put them down just to then pick them up again and lace them through here? Why don't we just do it while we have it? It's economy of motion. Why pick it up 3 times when it's already in your hand? Yeah, why handle it? That's it exactly. Yeah, smooth is fast. The fear of offending someone is greater than the fear of harm to oneself. A serial killer. Too many young men today have no idea how to act. No, they don't. We had this girl in here. I'm assuming she's 20. I think she said she was 21. Big girl. I'd say 300 pounds, 6.5 feet tall, big. And I didn't like her from the beginning. Didn't like her. And I was talking to Amanda, and she's like, she's doing those card packs faster than I am. So with that in mind, I had in my head, I will hire her. She would not make eye contact. And when I said, hey, what do you want for lunch? She said what she wanted for lunch. And then when we bought her lunch, she walked out to her car and did not eat with us. That's always a downfall, especially with a dude, when we hire a dude. The dude who does not eat lunch with us never lasts. When he goes out to his car and wants to eat by himself, that guy never lasts. Can you shadow me? I don't know what that means. Yeah, no eye contact. But you know what that is? We see that a lot with all these kids that are like 20 years old. We see it a lot. Because this job here, when I say, hey, I'm hiring, right? This job here, this is arts and crafts. Every fucking third grader, every kid in kindergarten is drawing stars or snow angels and cutting paper with scissors. That's what this job is. That's like no bullshit. This job right here is cutting all these little threads off with little scissors. This literally is what you did in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. This is arts and crafts. And this is a child's job. This is not a job for a 45-year-old man. This is a job for a fucking 16-year-old kid who wants a job after hours of school. But those kids, those 20-year-old kids, they don't make eye contact. They are very, very fucking awkward. They look weird. Like, they're not, like, we get a normal person come in here, I'm like, you're homeschooled, weren't you? We used to make fun of those kids like, oh, you're homeschooled, weird kid. The homeschool kids are the normal kids. Those are the kids that can problem solve and, you know, can multitask, or not multitask, but find their own thing. Like, if I put you on the table here and I'm like, hey, clip all the threads off this Velcro. As soon as they're done, they won't seek you out and go, hey, I'm done. They won't pick these things up and start putting snaps in them. They'll just fucking stand here. Literally, just stand here. Because they're fucking broken. They don't know how to have a conversation because all the conversation they have is on the phone. I'll walk out and see 3 youngsters out here with their phones out, and I'll go, are you fags texting each other? And they laugh. And I'm like, really, are you texting each other? And they are. Chew out 20-year-old guy for running his mouth and making a pregnant girl cry at work. Yeah, you should have punched him in the stomach. Yeah, no initiative. That's a good way to, yeah, no initiative. And that's what we're looking for, right? Because when they come in here and when I don't say what the job position is and I don't say what the pay is, it's because it depends on the person. It depends on the person. And we give them all the same thing, right? If I have them make boxes and one person takes an hour to make 20 boxes and one person makes 20 boxes in 5-10 minutes, well, that person's more valuable, the guy that does 5 times the work. And the guy that can read a ruler. When I give him a piece of material, I'm like, mark it in the middle. If the piece of material is 22, he knows half of 22 is 11. I'll bet you 75% of the fucking people that come in here under the age of 20, they don't know how to read a ruler. Force myself to make eye contact, but it's difficult because of my ADHD. Yeah, you have to. When you shake hands, you should look who you're shaking hands with in the eye. Web of the hand meets, firm grip, 3 pumps. There's a ton of, when a guy comes in here and limp wrists me, I won't hire you. I also won't do business with you if you have a fucking limp wrist handshake. As a work from home project manager, if I wasn't self-starter with initiative, I would be fired. Yeah, no pride in the work. Did optimize your space? I don't know what you're asking me there. Former homeschooler. There are homeschoolers that even we call weird. And it used to be, if you jump back 10, 15 years, somebody didn't make eye contact. It's because they had like Asperger's or something, whatever. They'd still have a conversation, super knowledgeable, fucking get things done. They just wouldn't look you in the eye. They'd kind of look sideways at you a little bit. What's the longest someone's worked for you? Do try to help hardworking employees start their own business. Fuck no, I don't try to help hardworking employees start their own business. I want them as employees. If the real answer is people don't want to start a business. Most people who want to start a business, they like the idea of starting a business, but the typical employee only works 8 hours. They don't have another 8 hours in them to go home to try to start a business. It's not there. Business ownership is not meant for most people. They just can't do it. But I have employees on my payroll right now of 20 years. The entire time I've lived in Camden have been on my payroll. And people like, well, I worked a full day. 8 hours is not a full day. You will never get ahead at 8 hours, especially if you have children and you are a single parent. If you do not have a 2 adult income, you are never going to own property. These children now, these 20-year-old young people, they will never own a home, not fucking ever. Because we fucked them up. We taught them this word called balance. And that's the worst thing you could have done, is told these kids that they work too hard and they deserve a vacation. You're young, you can work. Fucking mom worked fucking full time, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, and had two fucking jobs, 2 part-time jobs, working another 40 hours a week. You can do that. Especially in your 20s, you can do that. But most people in their 20s are going to do the bare minimum because their parents still allow them to live at home. When did you realize you wanted to be a business owner instead of an employee? I was a drug dealer, so I was a business owner when I was young. And then I started my business, and I've been a business owner my entire life. You have to, maybe you don't know. I'm 53 years old right now. I started my company that is you're looking at right now when I was 17 years old. Michael Sparks. What payment method do you use for custom orders? Not sure, but I thought I heard you say you were using PayPal any longer. We were not using, I turned off PayPal for about a year. I do use PayPal. For my custom orders that John Willis makes, not through the company, me, my custom shit, you're going to pay me in Cash App. And you're going to communicate with me on Instagram. I do that because it's all in one place. And it's just difficult enough that it weeds it out. I still have more orders than I want. iPad kids, yeah, you're right, man. We used to go into, a shitty restaurant and eat food that nobody should eat, right? We'd go to a poison restaurant like Ruby Tuesdays, right? Or Denny's, or, a family chain box restaurant. And you'd hear these screaming kids, right? You don't hear those anymore. Because every fucking child now has a fucking smartphone or an iPad in their hand. They are growing up and do not know how to communicate, especially from 2019, 2020, these kids wearing masks and shit. Did they say, I just heard that in the United States, children between the ages of 12 and 16, 75% of them cannot read nor write. They are reading and writing. Our high school kids are reading and writing at a 4th grade level. I worked in corporate. A colleague called in sick via email stating, taking a mental health day. I responded, that is what the weekend is for. Absolutely. You don't get a fucking mental health day. We've had people come in and like, how many mental health days do we get? I'm like, you don't fucking get any mental health days. I had a kid come in, super greasy, bangs fucking down to about his eyes, real thin, like he'd cut his own hair. And he came in with his girlfriend. And he's like, are you hiring? I go, what can you do? He goes, well, to be honest with you, not much. And he was like, he's like a stoner from, like the stoner from The Simpsons, the little stoner kids from The Simpsons, Bart Simpson's bully, like that guy. And I'm like, I'm not going to hire you. Okay. And he accepted that and went to leave. And I go, hey, the next time you walk into a place and the business owner asks you what you can do, your answer is, I will do anything you need me to do. He's like, okay. I go, say thank you. He goes, thank you. And I go, I don't know why no other man has told you that, but you want a job, you have to convince them to give you a job. Right now, everybody's looking for a job. We have our pick. I can hire a guy to do minimum wage work who has a college degree right now. It's actually been that way for fucking the last 15 years. I said, you have to come in and convince me to give you a job. And then the girl, I'm like, what about you? And she's like, I go, can you sew? She goes, no. And then the boy's like, we both want to learn to sew. I go, I won't teach you to sew. But that's just, and that kid was probably 20. And I said, where were you working? And he said, Kenmore's. I think he was working at Kenmore's. And I said, that's a pretty good job. What happened? He said, I had a mental breakdown. I go, you're pretty fucking young to have a mental breakdown. Like, I don't know what's going on in your life, but whatever it is, your life is not very hard, buddy. Jenks, what's up? Bye, Muhammad. I'm looking for a job. Where are you at, Muhammad? Glad I grew up in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia with no internet. Yeah, I used to joke about being in business before the internet. Most people that you come in contact with now, they've never lived without the internet. Imagine if the internet went out. That's that other thing, right? With those shit talkers, those fucking social justice warriors. You have two kinds of people in the world. You have people that create something or have a skill. They have a tangible item. Somebody wants to pick this up and has a use for it and seeks it out and is willing to give you money. The other kind of people, typically liberals, they work a job and they are only employed and they are paid by stealing money from the other type of person. And an example of them is the DMV. You think there's a lot of fucking meat eating, farm animal raising, gun hunting, liking guns people that work at the DMV? I'm guessing there's not. Does anybody go to the DMV and they wake up and they're like, man, on Tuesday, I get to go to the DMV? No, everybody fucking dreads the DMV. And the only reason you go there is because if you don't, eventually you get pulled over and given a ticket. And if you don't show up to court, they will send men with guns who are willing to fucking kill you to drag you to court. Those are liberals. There's no fucking person who owns a fucking business and creates something that people seek out, and then the government steals part of their money via taxes and licensing and fucking all the other bullshit that goes with a business. There's no motherfucker that runs a business that is a fucking liberal. Do I think college is important? I went to college after I'd made millions of dollars because I was bored and sitting in federal prison. And my college professor, who was a Cal Poly professor, business, he asked, I taught part of the class. Every professor I've come in contact with, especially business-wise, never owned a business. They never ran a business. Do I think college is important? Yes, depending on what you're going to do. I don't have a single friend who makes millions of dollars every year who went to college. As a matter of fact, I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade. Every friend I know that makes $1 million a month, every one of them dropped out of fucking high school. My camera guy, my video guy, Brandel, arguably one of the best dudes in the world. Black Rifle Coffee tries to hire him. Rob Bailey tried to hire him. A bunch of people tried to hire my video guy. He ran away from home when he was 9 years old from Tennessee and went and skated with the Vans Triple Crown and did all the extreme game stuff skating in San Diego. Everybody I know who makes a lot of money, none of them have college. Funny how that works. Most of the community college teachers actually do that job they're teaching, and the big universities are better. Do I have a remote job? I do not. Where are you located, bud? Vlog. Don't give them things that go on the internet. Children do not need a phone or internet access. Amanda, Vlog is Rafa, in case you did not know. Davey, you must DMV takes my money to travel. Yeah, Davey, do you think college is important? And I'm not saying it's not, man. I don't want to take a young man, especially who thinks he's going to go be a doctor or a lawyer, or it's thought that it's expected of his family, and then tell you something different. It depends what you're going to college. You want to be a doctor, you have to go to college, man. You want to be a lawyer, you have to go to college. Bill Gates makes the air clean, yeah. Yeah. Someone's not afraid to work, skilled trades. Yeah, that's it, right? I sent my son, when he got out of high school, we sent him to trade school, 18 months. Send him to trade school, and he learned machining. He was already going through the TCAP program and competing in CNC and machining in Tennessee, right? They'd send him to Chattanooga for the competitions and shit. He won a bunch of that shit when he was, before he graduated. And he can walk right in. He's run laser cutters, he's run CNC stuff. He can work at big factories. He can work really anywhere he wants to. He works between 40 and 60 hours a week at a factory where they pay him double time almost all the time. And then he works here between 30 and 40 hours a week here in my shop still also. We're turning the frogs gay. So if you're not afraid to work, I mean, and then like we have this idea because we kind of know what our parents made, right? Especially if they were both together. We know how we grew up, and we knew what that lifestyle we lived, what that cost. And we're comfortable with that lifestyle, right? Most kids, they think they want a Lamborghini or they want this or that. But they're never going to do anything to get that. They're going to just revert back to that lifestyle they had. So if your mom made 70 grand a year, combined working jobs, whatever, and you were able to have this house and this car, and she fed these kids, but their job really was going to school. You have that in your head, but you are now 20 years later, and that amount of money it no longer buys that kind of lifestyle. But you pick a job that you think you can tolerate that will make that amount of money, right? So most kids grow up with police officer, fireman, doctor, lawyer, a few things in their head. And you know that if you want to make over 120 grand, you got to be like a doctor or a lawyer. If you're a cop in a major city, you're going to start out maybe 50 grand. If you have a second language in like California or New York or something, if you can speak Spanish, they're going to give you a $5,000, $10,000 signing bonus. But you're never, like, once you make detective, there's nowhere more to go. You're going to cap out, and until you do politics, you're never going to make any more money. And now you're 15, 20 years into this game. Whereas if at 16, 17 years old, you accumulated a little money by doing physical labor, cleaning gutters, doing lawn work, and then you rent a piece of equipment, you rent a skid steer and do some work for somebody, and then you buy a skid steer and you do some work for somebody, you can make as much money as you want. Like literally you're only limited by the ground being muddy, right? You can't work when it's raining and when the mud's there with big tracks and big equipment and shit. But you can make an unlimited amount of money when you have that equipment and you can move that equipment. You will make way more I got friends that make way more fucking money than my doctor friends and my lawyer friends. Way more money with fucking equipment and hardware. I'm very good friends with my lawyer, and he will tell you, yes, I could make a lot more money, but I only work really half time. I make so much money right now. I don't want to do the work that it would take to make more money. Pressure washing business, yeah. I've got some friends that have some really big pressure washing business. Like some guys that are really big in the industry, like soft washing those guys, they're on the lives occasionally here. Yeah, service industry sucks. What are we calling service industry though? Service industry is any service you do for a person. Are you talking food service? Are you talking pressure washing? If your service industry sucks, you just need better clients. You're limited in trading time for money unless you can make money work. That's right. That's right. So, and while you're making that money that's going to work for you, pick something that you like doing. Little brother dropped out of high school, learned welding, and is making 60. Yep. Especially if you go do pipelines or something. Like, as a young man, you want to make real money? Go work fucking oil field. Go work on a fucking ship while you're young and can do that shit. You can stack money. Middleman business support, no direct involvement in manufacturing. I almost lost my mind working in machining in the 90s. I'm so glad I found a better way as an entrepreneur. Farm kids want to work. Yeah, you get a farm kid, man. Farm fit. Kids in sports versus working. I hate sports, so my kids were not in sports because I'm not going to go fucking sit at a ball field. My kids rode dirt bikes, martial arts, worked in this company all growing up. My kids have been everywhere we've been. They've seen shows. They've met all kinds of fucking people that they make movies about. They're friends with them. My kids have been exposed to a lot of shit because of my business. And, you know, we go out to a nice dinner, and adults strangers would stop us and go, man, your kids are so well behaved. And I would kind of jokingly, I'm like, yeah, it's because we hit them really hard when they act up. But my kids never had a fucking phone or a tablet or anything like that. They were just always around adults, and we spoke to them like they were, you know, little adults. You want to make money? Go get a truck and a long trailer and start hauling shit for people. You can haul loads one way and book them coming back the other way. Surplus? No, we make all this stuff right here. Everything you see here was made in this building right here on these sewing machines on the other side of the building. Do your kids watch YouTube? How much? Now, my son Cody watches actually very little internet. I send the guys stuff, and I send Cody stuff, and many times he doesn't even fucking click on it. And I don't think that my kids watch any of my content. And I really think a lot of times when I make videos, I'm making videos for my kids. I think it's a shame that when I die, they will probably then go back and look for the answers when they could have just fucking been paying attention a little bit or listening to it in the background. Rockin' micro rig, M4 rig right now, dry fire. Curious, I'm a tailor and was curious if you need any more sewers. Where are you located, Gary? Rock climbing and combat. I think that every kid should be in some sort of combative martial arts, and probably a little gymnastics or at least tumbling also. Most people lie, deny that they need truth about who they are. Had to almost die to really see who I was. Mine do not realize that they are missing out on as far as what I could teach. Yeah, they never do, Michael. And it'll be a shame when they finally realize it, that they waited so long. Missed a lot of shortcuts. Yep. The key to getting good clients. Do you ever turn away? I turn away clients all the time. I make videos calling them out and shaming them all the fucking time. I have, and maybe I'm in a different situation, right? Because I've been in business 35 years. Even people that don't like me will tell you, yeah, he makes the best shit, but he's a fucking asshole. Like, go read Reddit. Look my name up on Reddit. You'll see tons of it. The difference between me and them, every one of them knows who I am, and I have no idea who they are. They're all using fake names. I'm fucking John Willis or SOE Tactical Gear everywhere on the fucking internet. FAA grounds flights due to Starship debris in Florida. Yeah, somebody was saying they knew it was going to explode. They sent it up. It was a test flight, and they were looking for data on the explosion, apparently. Arizona, not necessarily looking to relocate, but I can sew the gear. And nah, I'm not. We don't outsource anything, man. Thank you, though. I'm using a fake name. Yeah, but you're battle chemist everywhere I've talking to. You know, we have years of history. I see you on Cody's videos. Like, we know who you are. PP1 profile for Reddit. What kind of business do I run? Stick around a minute. You might figure it out. Not with the group. You said I just have too much screen time. Are you Rafa? Are you the kid named Rafa that's usually on here and asks the questions in my membership? Is this your other account, or is your real name is not Raphael? Yeah, across the internet brand. That's a good way to put it. I'm Michael Sparks. You get me. Yeah. Michael Sparks has always been valuable every time I've been around him. He is very capable of many, many things. I can't post under it on X Twitter, though. Indefinitely suspended for telling a guy to drink bleach. Okay, vlogs. That you're not. You speak. Your conversation is much like his. That's why I thought that you were him. I heard PP1 moved to an undisclosed, unclassified location. He, in fact, did. He might be surfacing soon. Shining a laser directly into your eye is also a good goof treatment. When you shine an IR laser or light in the mirror, you will feel it in your eyeballs, even though you cannot see it. PP1 and Chad. Another thing that makes me less anonymous, my avatar is actually me in a battle chemist costume. Right on. Wow, nice, tough people business. I don't know. Is that admiration, or is that a underhanded, passive aggressive insult? Do I get 8 hours of sleep? I do not, man. I go all this week. I've gone to bed at 11. The earliest I've been to sleep is maybe 10:30, and I've gotten up at 4 o'clock every morning. I make a video. I call them the 4:30 a.m. videos. Every day this morning they've been. I did them. They're 2 to 3 minute videos. I do them at about 4 o'clock, and then I'm in the gym by 4:30. I can definitely sleep 8 hours a night. I think that I perform and I definitely feel better. I feel more alive when I've gone back to 4.5 hours of sleep. I move faster, I get more done. And it's not because I'm awake longer. I just get more shit done every hour of the day when I have less sleep. And I find that when I have more sleep, when I have more sleep, I use a lot more stimulants. I use less stimulants when I have less hours of sleep, which will make no sense to most people. Feel tired if I sleep more. Yep. I had something going on with my knees, shins, feet hurt all the time, and I started sleeping more. And I didn't work out for a couple months just to kind of see if it would heal up. Do you nap? I do not nap, Michael. I don't know. 2 hours a night lately. Baby has sleep regression. Wakes up her older sister, then they're ready to party. Some people at a Trump rally got indeed by someone in the crowd. I don't know what you mean. Did it heal up? For the most part, it has, yeah. Yeah, for the most part. I actually did legs this morning. Pretty light, but first time I've done legs in probably 3 months. And like when I say 4.5, 5 hours of sleep each night, I'll do that for a few weeks, and then I'll take a Saturday and we'll sleep till fucking 2 in the afternoon. Holding an electronic device gives your hands numbness. Oh, sure it does. Carpal tunnel. Sewing. I mean, sewing the way we sew. Repetitive motion, sewing, pulling the bobbin off, at right angle, cutting instead of turning your body so you're perpendicular, cutting and jacking your arm like that. Nap 15, 30 minutes. Afternoon, feel so much better. Yeah, Jocko talks about that too. Put your feet up and fall asleep. And about the time your feet start to fall asleep, it'll be about 15 minutes. You'll be right back awake. Still trying to earn the giraffe money. Let me know. I can help you. You tell me what you want, and we will figure out a plan how to get that. What the fuck? No notification. Yeah, I've been on here for 73 minutes. First 2 weeks of sewing gave me neck pain from looking down. I don't remember the first 2 weeks of sewing. And it wasn't a lot of sewing the first 2 weeks because I didn't know how to sew. There was no internet. I didn't have a manual. There was nobody there to really teach me. And you were mostly talking to older women, and their home sewing machines are not like commercial sewing machines. Price of glory is pain and suffering. What's the best advice I would give? Move with urgency. The difference between people that do and people that don't, because everybody has ideas, right? They just don't actually do any of them. Everybody wants to insert themselves into something. You're going to be the sum of the 3 people you spend the most time with. Nowadays, that doesn't have to be in person. That can even be who you watch on social media. So if they're not adding to you, they're taking away from you, whether you realize that or not. Just fucking move with urgency. Your day is 24 hours. The difference between you and other people and people that have what you want and people that don't is simply what they did with the 24 hours. Most people are at work for 8 hours. They do not work for 8 hours. Go work your job that you have to pay your bills. You have another 8 hours, especially when you're young. You don't need 8 hours of sleep. Hustle for 5 years. Start a business. All your money goes into the business for 5 years. You don't have to have a home or an apartment. Rent a business space. If you don't have a home and you're not running your business out of the home, just live on the floor of your shop. You don't have to be comfortable. You have the ability to be uncomfortable and survive, especially when you're young. I don't know. I think that's all some pretty good advice. Find something you like to do and then figure out how to monetize that. You have it easier than it's ever been in history because you have the answer to everything on this thing. You don't have to go out and convince people to buy your shit. You can simply show it through social media. Whatever business you're in, you can look at somebody doing that same business. You can look at all of their hashtags. You can follow their followers and communicate with their customers because it's all there on social media. If you're not making money, it's because you are not trying to make money today. Do you think someday we could meet and make hamburger helper? Probably not. I eat cow, but only ribeye. And fucking comfort breeds complacency. When you are comfortable, you are not hustling. You need to get used to being uncomfortable. Do things that make you uncomfortable. Work a little longer. Work a little harder. Time yourself. Everything I do, I have a time for it, right? I know how long it takes to sew this thing. Can we sew it faster? Can I beat my personal record? He is super married, super married. My wife has more of my DNA than I have. Cotton batting that's made in the USA. I don't know. I really don't know. I think you guys are really fucking stuck on this made in the USA shit. And I think that it is fucking holding you back in business from where you could be. Make a good product that will do what needs to be done in the market. All these dudes worried about made in the USA. You're spending fucking twice as much money to get the made in the USA shit. And you don't have a government contract, so it doesn't fucking matter. Have a higher profit margin by not worrying about the made in the USA shit. Get the shit that's the best, and that's not always made in the USA. You just pay a lot fucking more for it because it's made in the USA. Batting, I use polyfill. Where's it come from? It actually says made in the USA. I would have swore that this wasn't a US product. It comes from Walmart. This shit right here, 25-pound box, I think is what that is, or 20-pound box. You can't buy it anywhere cheaper than Walmart. It's twice as much at Michael's and Joann's. Walmart stocks it. They'll have 2 of them in the store at any given time. Can you wear slippers during videos? Where do you live, dude? Where are you? Not the United States, right? You're not from here? Controlling the business through tariffs versus Milton Friedman free market approach. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that tariffs are going to make it uncomfortable for people in the United States. I think it's going to make it a lot even more uncomfortable for people outside the United States, but I think it's going to be way better for people in the United States in the long run. If you look at tariffs, right, maybe you don't know, right? If we're going to impose tariffs on Canada, we are matching Canada's tariffs. They tariff us. Do you know that Japan, we pay Japan fucking huge tariffs. Fucking Canada charges us huge tariffs. We don't charge them. They don't take our farm products. We buy theirs. They tariff our wood. We buy theirs. Fucking, they tariff us on everything. Everything he's saying is we are only going to charge the tariff that they are charging us. Randall, what's up, man? We don't need their farm things. We don't need their wood. It's all the EPA shit that has kept us from it. We don't need their fucking oil. Why do we do that? Because they're able to steal the graft money. We buy oil from other places rather than using our own oil because that is a deal. When your politicians send that money over, a portion of that money goes to an offshore bank account, which is controlled by your politician. That's why everybody's so upset about USAID. It was all the fucking money they were able to steal. They're going to send some people to prison over this, apparently. Wait till they fucking start finding out where that money went to. Finishing some editing, about to hit the bed. I will throw pickle off the roof. I just don't want to buy from China. Has to be cotton, since it's going to be light on fire. It can be from another country. Calvin, I don't know, buddy. I don't know the answer to it. I don't use anything like that. I use this polyfill, which will melt like plastic, you know, and we only use it in one product, which is our little stuffed animal, our combat cock. It's a mascot. Canada is the one who don't need your farm. Okay. I live on a farm. I don't need anything from Canada. There's nothing in Canada that I need. And like whoever the fat guy is saying they're going to cut the electricity off the United States, no, you're not. You're not. It's not going to fucking happen. Act of war. That doesn't mean we're going to send guys with guns, but I promise you, that will not be turned off because all of your natural gas comes through the United States into everywhere in northern Canada. They're not going to turn shit off. Amazon typically shows where the products come from. There you go. Find it on Amazon and then search it on a Google search. Take back Pamela Anderson to Canada. We got what we wanted out. That's funny. U.S. businesses need to adopt new strategy of cost-cutting, supply chain, alternative markets, and more. Governments won't do anything productive except for exercising authority. I agree. My idea of government is keep invaders on the other side of our border. That's what government should be for. No, Canada loves the United States. The problem ain't Americans, it's Trump. Okay. Okay. I personally think that the United States should be isolationist for about 5 fucking years. I don't need your cheap TVs. I don't need your fucking electronics. I don't need any of that shit. Chips are coming home. Car manufacturers coming home, which means we'll stand up more steel manufacturing. All those, like all that talk of tariffs. Canada has tariffs against the United States. The United States does not have tariffs against Canada. So Trump is going to raise the United States import tariffs to match what Canada is charging the United States. There's not a fucking thing that comes from Canada to the United States that we don't already have. You guys are mad because our businesses were manufacturing in Canada because it costs less to do so, and then importing the cars. They're still going to make the exact same car. They're just going to make them in the United States instead of Canada. They were making the cars in Canada and then bringing them to the United States. That will no longer happen. You guys just lost what? What was it? I'm sure you know. How many plant, when they closed down that plant building Chrysler or whatever? They're already standing up. They're turning a plant on in the United States right now, and they're building 2 more. Again, I've never seen made in Canada sticker on any product. You're correct. It still costs less to make it in Canada. Yes, but it's not good for the United States. If it is made in the United States, it is made in America, and that employs Americans. And there are all kinds of, it's not just about the car, it's about the supporting industries that support the car. Canada cannot, yeah. I know Canadians think that they're not going to be part of the United States. I think that there's more of a chance that will happen than you guys think it won't. Absorb it. Yeah, you guys, you have no military. There is no NATO without the United States. Canada has no military without the United States. They have no teeth. I know Canadian guys. I know some of your SF guys. I know you have military personnel. You have nothing without the United States. You would be Russia without the United States. Peanut butter from Detroit. So I'm able to go over to Canada real quick. But that's the only thing. Yeah, you're going to see them stand. They're going to revitalize Detroit. Ford and Chevy are both coming back into Detroit. Canada should not be a state. It would add 2 liberal senators. And yes, I understand. I understand. But I think you're going to see those people. I think you're going to see the politicians changed out in Canada rather quickly. Yeah, product of the USA means, yeah, just like packaged in the USA on your meat comes from Brazil and Australia and all kinds of other places. We don't need meat from Canada. We don't need eggs from Canada. We don't need none of that shit. Made in the USA sticker means nothing. Yes, you're correct. Bro, understand why the dollar is the reserve currency and why jobs won't come back. Understand, we support you to the tune. How much money goes into Canada from the United States? What is it? $20 billion? $20 billion? That's not product bought. Look, man, I don't give 2 shits. I've never been to Canada. I have friends from Canada. I have several friends from Canada who own property right here. They come across the border and fucking the United States Border Patrol gives them a hard time. We have speakers come in from our events, for our events from Canada, and they give them a hard time. I don't care. I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm going to do this for another 35 years. Walked around welfare cities. It is much cleaner than anything we got over here. Yeah, Canada would be Russia if not, yeah. Josh, you're banned just for saying something stupid. All right, guys, listen. I got other shit to do. It's going to be an early morning. We're going to record tomorrow. If you are a member, get in there and ask questions for John and Amanda. We're going to build that video. If you have not noticed, we've not done one of those videos in probably 3 months because you guys quit asking questions, so we just assumed that you no longer cared. Amanda makes no money doing those videos, and while she's making those videos, answering the questions you guys ask, things are not happening that I need her to do in this building. So if it's important, participate. Otherwise, they will go away for another 90 days. I am very beautiful. You are correct, Muhammad. Azorian. You're arguing with 2 strangers on the internet who you don't know. Maybe you do know who we are. I don't know. But I don't know who you are, and I don't give a fuck, man. You're not going to change anybody's mind. You're definitely not going to educate anybody here. And you might be the smartest motherfucker in Canada. You might be the head economist in Canada. I run a fucking business. I have run a business. I have employees. I don't give a fuck about nothing happening with this shit in Canada. I have clients in Canada. I have friends in Canada. Everybody I know in Canada wishes they could just come live full time in the United States. Is castor oil a gimmick? No, I think there's really something to it, man. I think a lot of the stuff, the old time remedies and cures, right? When I was a kid watching black and white TV about times from like 1950s and 60s, I think that shit really worked. I think it got demonized and pushed to the side because your pharmaceutical companies couldn't make money if you had the ability to just grow herbs and things in your yard that would heal you. Yeah, oil packs. Yep, I think it's real. 100 more subs than you can stream. What are you going to stream about? Portuguese, right on. OBGTQ and C. C stands for Canada. Can we buy? Yeah, I ship any place you can receive U.S. mail. We ship to. And for anybody listening that's not aware, if you see a video on YouTube and you want to find out what they do, click the description in any of the videos. Everybody will have a link to what they're trying to sell you. All social media, click about or click description. There will be a link to all the websites there. Yeah, castor oil should be hexane free, come in a glass bottle. So should your olive oil. Do you know there's more olive oil sitting on the shelf in stores right now than there's even olive trees to produce? Most of it's fake. Most of the olive oil you buy at the grocery store is not real olive oil. Jason, what's up? Sewing machine oil is the best for skateboard bearings. USMC Kevlar helmets. No, man. What about these sewing machines and all this shit makes you think we have Kevlar helmets? No. We manufacture nylon tactical gear. Everything you see here, none of this is surplus. We made every bit of this. Saw a pic of a dog with a mullet. It immediately made me think of Jacob. Pollywog, what up? Maple syrup should come in glass containers as well. Yes, let me show you my maple syrup. Not from Canada. I have no prize. I shit about Canada. Either way. This is my maple syrup. It comes from West Virginia. Tom's Creek. You should check it out. This one has vanilla beans in it. He does a bourbon one that's incredible. This one's smoked chipotle. I just threw the box away. It comes in a case of 16. How hard is it to work with 1,000? That's all we did was 1,000 for the first 15 years probably. It's a little heavier. The same machine that sews 500 will sew 1,000 though. Where can I check? My stuff, SOE, tacticalgear.com. SOE, tacticalgear.com. Learning on a Singer heavy duty. Right on. What's a Singer heavy duty? A commercial machine or not commercial? Central Ohio. Nice. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a good night.